Hello students, this is the series about the glossary of basic accounting concepts. So under this short video, we will discuss about assets. So let's start with what is asset. Asset is a resource. Asset is a resource controlled by an entity as a result of past event. So the first thing is it is a resource who is having control of that resource, any entity, which could be a business entity, which could be a non-business entity, which could be an individual. But here we are talking in the context of business entity. It is a result of past event. It means there is some previous event, like there is some transaction, there is some thing happened. It is a result of that. And from that resource in future, this is about what will happen in your future. Organization, entity will get economic benefit. That economic benefit could be that indirect way, could be an indirect way. Okay, so this is what asset is, a resource which is controlled by the entity, which is result of past event, and by utilizing that resource, entity will get the benefit in form of economic benefit in the future. Let's discuss when asset will be recognized in the books of accounts. Assets should be recognized when it is probable. Now, what is meaning by probable? That chances of occurrence of something is more than non-occurrence. If I will discuss it in the form of quantifiable measure, then chances of occurrence are more than 50% that future economic benefit, as we discussed earlier in definition, associated with that asset will flow to the entity. Entity is expecting by utilizing that asset that they will get some benefit in the form of monetary value. It could be in a direct way, it could be in an indirect way. And the cost of the asset, it is mostly recorded at with historical cost. The cost of the asset can be measured reliably. You have authoritative measure about how many costs you have incurred to avail that asset. Okay. Now, when these two criteria will be met, then asset will be recognized in your financial statements. How it will be recorded in your books of accounts? Your asset account will be debit and cash or payable or any other liability account will be credited. In this once recognition criteria will met, you will record in your books of accounts by having this journal entry. Then, what are the examples of assets? First of all, cash is an asset. Second thing is inventory is an asset. Then receivable are asset. Then land is an asset. Building is an asset. Machinery is an asset. furniture is an asset, software is an asset, goodwill is an asset. Now, this is these are all the examples of assets. I'm assuming that all these examples fulfill that recognition criteria, that it is probable that in future economic benefit will flow to the entity and its cost can be measured reliably. Now, these are different assets, but every asset, every example must have to fulfill that qualification criteria. We will discuss in detail about these examples in our later on slides. Now we are going to discuss the difference between current assets and fixed assets. First of all, current assets. Assets, those are convertible into cash within one accounting period. Okay. Now, important thing is word is convertible. It is not mandatory that they will that asset will be converted into cash within one accounting period. It is your intent that it will be converted into cash within one accounting period. For instance, you have receivable, okay, whose due date is 3 months time period. It means after 3 months it will be converted into cash, but it is not mandatory that your debtor will give you the cash at the end of 3 months time period. It may take 2 years, but classification will be as current assets because at the time when that asset was created, was recognized, at that time your intent was to convert it into cash within one accounting period. Then fixed or non-current. These are, as per the conceptual framework, these are the assets other than current assets, and they are not convertible into cash within one accounting period, within 1 year. It means their life is more than 1 year. They are intended to be used for a long-term period, more than 1 year. So the classification is the assets those are convertible into cash within one accounting period are called current assets, and the assets those are not convertible into cash, or it is also called that assets other than current assets are fixed or non-current assets. Now let's discuss some examples. Cash. Cash itself is in form of hard cash. So it means that is already in cash. It means that is a current asset. Then receivables. Now what is receivables? These are the entities to whom you have sold goods on credit and you are entitled to receive money in future. So you have legal right against receivables, and their normally time period is you are giving the time period within the range of one accounting period within 1 year. So that is also your current asset because within one accounting period it will be converted into cash. Then inventory. These are the commodities or goods in which business is traded but unsold at the end of one accounting period. So you are expecting to sell them as soon as possible. Once you will sell them, either it will be converted into receivables. If your transaction is a credit transaction, it will be your receivable, or it will be converted into cash directly when it is your cash transaction. Under cash transaction, it will be directly converted into cash. And under credit transaction, first it will be converted into receivables. Then from those receivables, you will receive cash and it will become again cash and it will be converted into cash within one accounting period. Again, this is your intent. I'm repeating, there is a possibility that your inventory is outdated, obsolete. It may take, let's say, it may not be sold within one accounting period. Okay. Now, Let's have some examples. Those are non-current assets. Land, you may have a land that is non-current asset. You will use it for a long-term period, for more than one accounting period. You have building where your office or factory is located. That is again fixed or non-current asset. Then you may have machinery which is used as in your manufacturing production. That is also, or you don't have intent, but again this is also, the classification is based on your intention. There is a possibility that you may have bought one machinery which you have intent to use for 10 years, but after 3 years you found that this machinery is not suitable to you may sold out that machinery, but its classification will never change. Now let's discuss the difference between tangible assets and intangible assets. Tangible, the assets those have physical existence. The assets those have physical existence. Then intangible, the assets those don't have physical existence. So tangible assets are the assets those have physical existence. You can see them. The examples are land, you can see the land, building, you can see the building, machinery, you can see the machinery, or any other like equipments, furniture. But on the other side, intangibles, they don't have physical existence. Like here you have example of goodwill. But what is goodwill? Goodwill is your reputation. Now, goodwill can be created into two ways. Goodwill can be created into two ways. One is called purchased goodwill and the other is called internally generated goodwill. Now, internally generated goodwill will never be recognized as an asset. The reason, because you can't measure its cost reliably. It doesn't fulfill the recognition criteria. But when you have taken over any other business, over there, the goodwill which you acquire, that is called purchase goodwill. That don't have physical existence, but it is a resource. By utilizing that, your reputation, that name, you are capable to generate the benefit in the future time period. Then patent, it is a right against your any work, like it is about your design. Let's assume you have designed one machinery. Now that machinery, that right is giving you the competitive advantage against your competitors, and by having that specific design, you are capable enough to generate the economic benefit in the future. Again, I would like to give you the example about the patent rights of Apple. They have unique operating system which is called iOS. Now they have patent rights, and there was a long litigation between Apple and Samsung about the claims of their patent rights. Then you may have some softwares. Softwares again don't have physical existence, but having that software, you may have competitive advantage, or you are availing some economic benefits by utilizing that software. So the principal distinction between tangible and intangible assets is tangible assets having physical existence and intangible assets don't have physical existence. Now let's discuss the difference between monetary assets and non-monetary assets. Monetary assets, the assets, those have fixed value in terms of currency unit. Their fixed figure doesn't change, irrespective of the buying power of that figure will be changed. For instance, cash, if you have a monetary note of $10, it will remain $10 after 5 years, after 2 years, after 1 month, after 2 hours. It will remain $10 note. Then non-monetary assets are assets whose value will change over time in response to economic conditions. For instance, land, building, their value will be changed. And in response to what? What is happening in your economy? Let's assume, again, I will give you the example of COVID-19. Nowadays, the whole process of the world have been changed. And due to that, business activities are also impacted at a very high quantum. So the like lot of assets value have been changed. Let's discuss some examples. Cash, as I discussed earlier, if you have $10 note, it will remain $10 after 5 years. Irrespective of buying power of that note will be changed. Balance at your bank. Again, if you have deposited in your account 10,000 rupees, it will remain 10,000 at the end of 5 years. Receivables, if you are entitled to receive $500 from someone, it will remain $500. But buying power of monetary assets will also be changed, but the quantity in form of currency unit will never change. If it is 10, it will remain 10. Then non-monetary assets, I have already discussed with you, their value is changed due to the change in economic conditions. For instance, in last two decades in Pakistan, there is a huge trend about urbanizations. So the per hectare land rates in urban societies have dramatically changed. That is due to the economic conditions, because people have now tendency to move to the urban cities over there. By having more demand for the purchase of the land, their prices hikes up. Plants, again, due to the change in economic condition, their value will be changed. Vehicles, again, due to the economic conditions change, their value will be changed. So this was the brief introduction about what is assets, what is the recognition criteria of the assets. I have discussed with you some examples, and I have discussed the distinction between current and non-current, monetary assets versus non-monetary assets, and tangible versus intangible. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you may have enjoyed this session. See you with another short video about what is liabilities. Thank you very much.